Hey everyone, welcome back to AED Summit Live. I'm here with Daniel Fisher, who is the Senior Vice President
Correct.
Of AED.
I nailed it.
Government and External Affairs.
Government and External
Perfect.
Affairs. He is the man when it comes to hooking us up with congressmen
That's right.
and congresswomen.
People.
So yeah.
Daniel, let's go down just a little bit of the backstory of who you are for just a second. Then let's dive right into the infrastructure bill and how everything's starting to play out.
Sure. So I run our Government Affairs program at AED as well as our communications program based out of Washington, D.C.
Okay.
And so I handle all our lobbying, all our political stuff, PAC, everything dealing with politics and policy.
Yes, you are the man.
I don't know about that.
Oh, come on. You're on camera now. You got to own it. So one of the things we wanted to talk about is we are now, I don't know, a month and a half out from the infrastructure bill passing. Yeah. I don't know. Time is going so fast these days.
It is.
What's kind of the impact of that? What's coming down the pipeline? What funds have been distributed? What has the impact been so far?
Sure. I mean, a lot of the money is starting to go out already. So, I mean, just for background, in November, Congress and the President signed over $1 trillion infrastructure bill, investing in all kinds of physical infrastructure.
Yes.
That's been a tough thing to get across. There's
Yes.
a lot of myths out there about what this bill actually does, but it is every
physical infrastructure
that all AED members will be providing that equipment for.
Yeah.
From, roads, bridges, airports, water, ports, broadband. So
the one that excites me is electric charging stations for vehicles.
There you go.
I mean, we're moving into the future finally.
Yeah, well, I mean,
Jetsons are coming, baby.
Well, you can afford a Tesla. I just drive a Prius.
Oh,
so
no,
it's
I think you overestimate how much we get paid.
But no, I mean, so the money is going to start. I mean, this is really a decade worth of investments that are going to be going out the door here, and
that's key. I do want to really spend a second on that. This is not a one pop shot. We get a year of spending and then everything returns to normal. This is over a decade
years,
that these funds are going to be released. Correct?
Yes, yes. No, so over 5 years at least. So
okay, at least 5 years.
At least 5 years.
Okay.
Yeah. But the money will be in the pipeline for a long time now. So these projects don't just get built. You
Yes.
send the money and then the next day we have a
Bring.
project. Yeah,
Yes.
exactly. I mean, these are long-term projects that are going to be out there. So I think what I'm telling AD members is expect, a lot of market activity for the next decade. I think so, yeah.
Now, I got a question for you, Daniel. Obviously, you probably got a few hours invested in the lobbyist group here at the Washington, D.C. level. What does this mean for you with the countless hours that you've put in this bill passing, with the excitement here of the future of the AED members here? What's it personally mean to you, and then what does it mean for like AED with the biggest involvement on this kind of equation?
And by the way, when you look at Rick, you got to do the broadcaster rotation. So you got to rotate. There it is, like a pro. Like a pro.
There we
Keep
go.
the lips straight.
There we go. I'm afraid my seat's going to break here.
I know, that's the thing. Wobbly chairs.
Despite walking 15,000 steps throughout this conference, I think I've actually put on a lot of weight. But so what does it mean? Well, on a personal level, I will tell you that, it's personally very satisfying because I believe that the nation, to move forward, we need infrastructure. So it's nice to lobby on an issue that you personally feel is going to better our country, right? So, you could lobby on a lot of things in Washington, but infrastructure is one thing I do feel passionate about. I feel like it's the future of our country.
Absolutely.
And if you care about this country, then we need a good infrastructure. And and it benefits everyone. It really does, from the people who are workers, but also obviously we're dealing with, Amazon can't even deliver packages anymore in 2 days or whatever it is. So that kind of
I don't even know if Amazon has tires time they come down my road.
I was about to say, we're Michigan boys. If anyone needs infrastructure, between the water problems, between the road problems, we've had bridge collapses.
We got lead pipelines still.
It's fine.
We're healthy.
Yeah,
we're the smarters.
No, you guys are going to be, if you're a Michigan equipment dealer, you're going to be doing very well over the next few years, particularly on the water infrastructure. A lot of that money is going to be targeted toward replacing those lead pipes and all that stuff in Flint, or especially Flint. I mean, obviously the poster child of that. And so what does it mean for AED? I mean, it means when our members are doing well, it means we could get speakers like Vice President Pence and people like that, obviously at these conferences, but it's just the association can invest and be more robust and provide better programming for our members and have you guys here in Orlando.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you, by
the
way.
Yes, you're one of the guys who got. You were the key
wild
guy.
card right here that brought us down to AED
Absolutely.
in general. So, Daniel, what's it like? I mean, obviously, you see the excitement as we walk around the booth to booths, whatever. What are people missing that aren't here brushing shoulders with everyone else and going around to the booths? What are they missing here at the summit?
Well, I mean, I think you're really missing an opportunity to better your business because you're seeing it's, the latest technology is here. So if you're, service providers, I mean, you're missing an opportunity to really lower your cost of doing business and also, become a more efficient company as well. I mean,
absolutely.
It's the latest and greatest products, software, all that kind of stuff is right here. And so I think, you got to be here. If you're an equipment dealer and you're not here, you're missing out.
Absolutely. And the innovation you talked about is one of the things that's really stuck out to me as we've walked around, and not just from the software standpoint. We're looking at some of the machines around on the floor here, and it's what you have to entirely rethink the way you would move dirt with some of the machines that are here. And that's a very positive thing to say, because Americans especially tend to be very narrow focused on how we move dirt and what machines do what role. Mm-hmm. And with some of the machines that are here, you go, man, if you kind of deconstruct the traditional way of thinking, that's a really innovative product, and that could be really beneficial to your bottom line as a contractor.
Sure.
And if you can convey that message as a dealer, you're going to go crazy in the market.
No, absolutely. And a lot of, the other thing about it's not just the floor here, but I was in a meeting yesterday. We're starting up a technology committee here at AED, and just the discussions going on about autonomous machines, about
it's coming,
absolutely,
about electrification and stuff like that. I mean, if you're not here, you're not part of that discussion.
Absolutely.
You're at the front lines of the cutting edge. Now, with everything what happening in Washington, D.C. after this infrastructure bill, what are we going to start seeing next here with what's coming out and how it's going to affect America as a whole?
Well, a lot of it, one of AED's top priorities right now is making sure that we get that money out the door. So
sure.
Making sure the administration, gets it out quickly, and they are. Over the last couple of weeks, we've had announcements on the water side, money going out to the states. We've had announcements on the bridge rehabilitation grants were just announced late last week. So the money's starting to get out there, but there's still a lot of money to still get out. So we got to make sure that gets out smoothly. And then, there's legislation out there that unfortunately can be harmful to a lot of AD members that we're lobbying against. But I don't anticipate a lot happening in Washington given the 2022 midterms coming up. And just the polarization, really.
Well, and the polarization, that's a whole other topic that we don't have time for today.
Right.
Now, but that does lead us into one of the things I have for you is what can we kind of expect from the 2022 elections? What's at stake? Kind of give us a little breakdown on that.
Sure. I think, it's no secret that Republicans are certainly favored to take over the House, and I think they're favored to take over the Senate at this point. And what that means is divided government. So in some ways, it's actually could be the best case scenario for AD members. So we got the massive infrastructure bill we were looking for without tax increases or any any of the burdens kind of on our companies. So we have that market activity without having to pay more taxes.
Yes.
And then we hit the 2022 election, Congress shifts, and we have kind of gridlock, which in some ways is actually the best kind of situation.
Yeah, because now it's locked in.
I know, and Brian, I know that you're a guy who really likes federal action on everything. So,
absolutely, the more the merrier.
We talked about this before, but when you have divided government, Congress can only do so much, and it's and the president will veto. Obviously, if a different party will veto a lot of the stuff that if Congress were to pass things. So it's So it could be actually the best case scenario in a lot of ways. So.
In a way, to me, it would almost kind of stabilize because we've had a really rocky, I don't know, 4 to 6 years. Mm-hmm. And to kind of have something huge like this come through that's really going to have a huge impact on this industry. And then just allow things to calm down.
To let it play out a while and let Americans live and spend some money.
Exactly, exactly.
It's interesting, though, just like Soto was just talking about the other day. They're already planning on like the infrastructure and the freeways, and they already dedicated where the money's going and how it's playing out. And now you're starting to see you're going to have a pretty good run this year, but now you're going to start seeing a lot more companies investing in equipment coming down the road, knowing that this distribution is going to happen nonstop for 10 years.
Well, go ahead, Daniel.
Oh, no, I was going to say, no, certainly the certainty. That's really what, and I think, when you talk to a lot of the dealers on the floor, a lot of them, obviously the supply chain issues are one of the biggest concerns.
Absolutely.
Right now. And so they're placing orders with their manufacturers for equipment, and they're not planning on that actually getting delivered for 2 years.
Yes.
Sometimes, I mean,
unbelievable.
lead times are just ridiculous.
When they tell you it's like a 52 lead time on a machine you bought, you're kind of deer in the
okay.
headlights.
Yeah,
so.
exactly.
Okay.
But, so they're laying out their, obviously, money to purchase these machines in hopes that their market activity is still going on.
Yes.
And
this gives them confidence.
This should, yeah. And
yes.
so I think, this, again, we have, there's also, the thing, obviously there's a lot of new money out there on all kinds of infrastructure, but also the 5-year highway reauthorization of the highway bill.
Yes.
That's just key. I mean, state DOTs can plan these major projects, like you said, that have been on the back burner for a number of decades, some of them, and they have that certainty now.
Yeah,
and it's and that's key. I mean, that means contractors can feel confident putting money down for a new machine, and that means our AED dealers can put that money down to order them with their manufacturers. So,
absolutely. Well, thanks for being on. We appreciate the updates kind of from your side of the story, because we don't get that side very much, the DC side.
Yeah, no, absolutely. No, glad to be here. So, and thanks for coming to Orlando, guys. So
thanks for having us. This has been great.
Thank you guys for watching.
Yeah, thanks for watching. As always, hit the subscribe button, hit the little bell notification as we continue to go live today, so you will be notified. And we'll catch you guys in a bit with another one of our AED guests.
Thanks, guys.